Hello, and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy, episode 170 for the week of Monday, August 11th, 2014. This is Ryan Higgins, who is here with me this week.
Brock Sager.
I'm Omar.
And Charlie.
You are hearing us from the distant past in your future ears as we record this episode previously, because...
Did he just make any sense?
I think he did, but they're always hearing us from the past when they're listening in the future.
Yeah.
Well, you're hearing us from the distant past of a week ago. So hopefully nothing major has happened this last week, and hopefully my surgery went okay. I'm betting
major
it did.
Definitely did, buddy.
Yeah, it was good times.
We were talking about that new what is it? Tyron nose looks awesome on you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You got a pretty nose, though, but just make sure to do that sinus rinse to keep that shit clean.
I will. So if you remember from last week, we are recording this on a double episode because I am incommunicado for a few weeks here as I undergo some surgery.
It could just be that we talked Guardians for like...
So if you listen to last week's episode, you're waiting for us to tell you that timestamp. There wasn't a timestamp because all we did was talk about Guardians for an hour and a half.
No, we gave the timestamp at the end.
Deservingly so.
We literally were going to keep going, but I'm like, well, we got to stop and record another episode, so let's stop and record another episode. But next week, hopefully both Bryce and Toby will be here.
You'll probably get a little bit more on the Infinite Long Box if you go listen to their podcast, because they talked a little bit about it, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. I'm probably going to throw up a little video.
Not an hour and a half.
I probably threw up a video last week that you could check out. So
you heard last week Ryan Scott's wrong opinion about Guardians of the Galaxy, by the way, too. Which I'm sure was terrible and wrong.
Wait, he had a bad opinion about it?
He went in really thinking this was going to be the best movie ever, and I know when he left, he was not as kind of hyped as the rest of us. So
we know
contrarians, bro. Contrarians will be contrarians.
Last week, I was curious about what he would say the next day, and now I know. Anyway, so Comic-Con happened 3 weeks ago.
Some people are just getting off of the whole. Their energy is back. They're back at work, actually doing things now.
They got over con flu.
Yeah,
they're getting their energy back.
Yeah,
this week they're finally going, holy crap! I spent that much money. So now we can talk about it.
Well, some of them are going, holy crap! I made that much money.
That too. That too. So I mean, there's a bunch of stuff to talk about from Comic-Con. I mean, real quick hits here. Outcast is being made into a TV show. Big surprise.
Man, those number ones are going to go for...
Because, I'm literally a bunch of this real quick hits here. Comixology. If you like Comixology, they announced you have DRM-free options now for a lot of the companies, including Image. So you have these nice backup copies, which you probably already noticed. So if you buy your comics from us, if you don't want to always be on that cloud access, you can jump in there and see that. They announced all sorts of stuff for Arrow. We'll talk.
God, that season 3 trailer.
Well, there's a couple things. Arrow and Flash had a couple of big announcements. Arsenal. They officially showed pictures of Roy Harper Arsenal for Arrow in the red suit and everything.
Looks very good.
They also announced Plastique will be a villain on the Flash TV show, as well as we had this past week. They had confirmed that Manhunter is going to be on Arrow as well. The original male Manhunter.
Yeah, because apparently they killed Kate Spencer.
Yeah, she was like
she was that attorney.
She was the attorney. Yeah. So as far as I know, she died in the last season. So I don't know if they're just gonna kind of ignore that name there and go on to something.
Did they ever use Katana?
She is in this season, if I'm not mistaken. She's supposed to be in season 3.
I mean, she's pretty much like Manhunter anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, Katana, I think, is going to be in the flashback stuff. Charlie, does this sound right?
It sounds right.
Yeah. Disney announced the Guardians of the Galaxy animated series, which, after watching a couple episodes of Spider-Man, which is just awful,
or it's my series,
just got
Ultimate Spidey
renewed again or something.
Yeah, they renewed Ultimate Spidey. They renewed Hulk, Agents of Smash, which I never even bothered.
Which I did see an ad for the other day that seemed like they were going Planet Hulk on it, which made me go,
okay,
I kind of want to see that, but I kind of don't.
Yeah, I never heard anything good about the first one. And this past weekend, I actually started to watch Avengers Assemble, which, if any of you have seen Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, I legitimately thought was was a great cartoon.
Yeah.
Avengers Assemble is trash. It is.
It's
bad.
like mainly like Wasp is like the main person.
No, that's Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Oh, really?
She's not in Avengers Assemble. Avengers Assemble is like 90s Marvel animated bad. I watched a couple episodes. I had them all. I'm like, cool, finally sit down and watch this. I had heard nothing about it. I didn't really hear anything good or bad, so I figured, it's probably just a thing. I mean, every shot's off model. Like, the setup's okay, but like it is terrible.
So is it, just because I have to ask, is it supposed to be a continuation of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, or was that just a weird spin that Loeb was trying to put on it?
Well, at the beginning of it, they say, we've been disassembled, so now we have to come back because Cap dies in like the opening episode. So Tony Stark reforms the Avengers to come back, but it turns out Red Skull did a thing and yada yada yada, and now they're all fine. But yeah, no, I don't remember them disbanding at the end of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, but it's possible.
I don't know. I just remember at first they were saying, no, we're canceling this in favor of something more in line with Ultimate Spidey, but then Loeb was like, no, we're pulling a Justice League Unlimited. And
well, that seems to be the pitch. And the villain pitch, I mean, this whole season's over, so people have already seen this. The villain pitch is that it's Legion of Doom. It's Red Skull basically goes, I'm going to gather all the greatest villains of the Marvel Universe and throw them together. But it sounds great, right? But, it's bad. So
it sucks.
I will hope the Guardians cartoon's okay, but I'm not really expecting much.
You're not sold on
They fucking took away Korra from us.
Oh, and they dumped Korra.
What the fuck's their problem?
And that was actually during Comic-Con as well. They announced that Korra's online only.
Yeah, I started watching them, and I really liked them. And I have them on my DVR, not anymore.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm just going to watch it on Nick.com. I mean, at least they're still releasing them weekly and all. And their explanation was kind of weird. They're like, well, we've always hit super high numbers online, but the numbers on TV, like, it's weird. They're basically saying their numbers online keep growing, but their numbers on TV keep shrinking.
Well, because they have some weird fucked up schedule for Korra, so like people just watch it online, right?
Well, that and the fact that like they had trouble with the first 3 episodes leaking, pseudo leaking this season.
Right.
Sounds like DC.
A couple other random things.
Or Doctor Who, sadly.
DC announced Batman vs. Robin, which has like their full voice casting and everything, which is a new DC animated movie. And they also announced Justice League Gods and Monsters. So a couple more DC animated movies coming.
Wait a second. What came out last week? Isn't Suicide Squad?
No, it's
that's the 12th.
It's a couple weeks.
12th?
Yeah.
So it's tomorrow, right?
Well, I suppose I don't know when they're doing the digital versions of that stuff. That used to get released early.
That's already released. I've seen ads for it.
Okay, so yeah.
So it's the 12th, I guess. So it's tomorrow it comes out.
Yeah. And since it's Comic-Con, there's no comic book news. But the few things I could pull that was of any interest was a new Spider-Woman series got announced from Dennis Hopeless and Greg Land. I'm sure that'll last 6 issues. And they're going to actually do a S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show bringing all the characters from the S.H.I.E.L.D., a comic from all the characters based on the S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show.
Well, I mean, speaking of like S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show and Spider-Woman, that's a perfect mix. They can totally do that shit because she's a part of Hydra. She's like the girl version of fucking that one dude.
Except for one big problem. The first part of her name, Spider.
Can't use it?
Maybe Jessica Drew, but you ain't getting Spider-Woman and S.H.I.E.L.D. Sorry. I'm assuming that's a package deal. We'll probably talk about that in a few minutes.
They can use Arachna, whatever her name is.
Again, problem there. It's a Spider-Man character.
Yeah.
It's kind of kit and caboodle. I don't think there's much they can do there.
Young Avengers.
Yeah, the way some of these contracts are written are super weird.
Yeah. So there's a couple other things. I was going to tell Toby that IDW is probably going to publish an Orphan Black comic. So hopefully he knows that's happening.
I saw that.
Let's see. Rick Remender announces there's going to be an Avengers Rage of Ultron original graphic novel from Marvel. So that could be kind of cool. I know, Omar, you're a big fan of what he's done
Remender
with
is the man.
Avengers. Yeah.
My favorite writers in order, Hickman, Remender, and then Johns.
I'm just kind of quick hitting it here because we actually got some big stuff to talk about.
Sure.
I figure it's been so long. People know probably most
Charlie
of it.
just yawned when I said that, by the way.
Of course I did.
Karen Gillan's doing an Angela ongoing series. Nah, whatever. So, yeah, whatever. So, a couple big things to talk about from Comic-Con now. Where we ended last week's episode was talking about the upcoming release dates for Marvel movies. There actually is an official list released at Comic-Con, which has now been updated, of all their upcoming dates for Marvel cinematic movies. I love
the fact that we have upcoming dates, but not upcoming movies.
No, right. They booked dates. No movies here. May 2nd, 2015, Avengers Age of Ultron. July 17th, 2015, Ant-Man. May 6th, 2016, Captain America 3. No official title yet. And then they did announce, I believe... Was it July 28th, 2017? That's actually Guardians now. I believe that's the date because there's a bunch of other dates here. But these are the dates that movies will be coming out. We just don't know what they are. And I read some kind of weird rumors that even Marvel doesn't know what some of these movies are because obviously there's a lot of stuff kind of in flux. They're waiting to get directors.
Fucking information age. They got to keep that shit on wraps.
Right. So July 8th, I mean, they're all the dates, you know. July 8th, 2016, May 5th, 2017, July 28th, 2017, November 3rd, 2017, May 4th, 2018, which is 100% Avengers 3. 100% because it was first weekend of May 2012, first weekend of May 2015, first weekend of May 2018. No question. July 6th, 2018, November 2nd, 2018, and May 3rd, 2019. So... those are your upcoming dates to be at the movie theaters for Marvel movies. Are they?
No, that's good. I can let my fiance know, so I know exactly when I'm going to the theater.
Doctor Strange is probably going to be in there. Thor 3 is going to be in there. There ain't no way there's no Iron Man 4 in there.
You know what? I think a good bet, that Darkhawk movie.
Hell yeah. Marvel's not suicidal.
Speaking of Darkhawk, you know you're going to get that Hero Clicks for Darkhawk
sure.
in actually next week.
Okay.
On the 15th.
Definitely. I'll take it.
I need
just
so you know.
I need my new Warrior.
And we're going to get Thanos and all that. So you got to jump on that event. It's going to be the 15th is when we're going to have that event.
But does
Guardians of the Galaxy? Did you know this?
No.
It's going to be a new Guardians of the Galaxy set, and it's going to be the subset's going to be like Thanos and the fucking Black Order, and what else is going to be part of it?
It feels like they just had a nice Thanos come out. I don't know. Time goes by too fast.
It really does. That Thanos like rocked your world, though. I still remember that shit.
Yes.
That was a great experience. That was like one of my great Charlie experiences ever.
I just love the fact that they did errata it, just like I said they would.
Yeah, they did. No more first turn.
All right.
Okay.
But Iron Man 4. Does anyone think there's not going to be an Iron Man 4?
Oh, come on.
Tony Stark or not, does anyone think there's not going to be a movie called Iron Man 4?
I read
$1 billion movie.
I read on Twitter that in Iron Man 4 they're going to pass the suit on to Morrissey.
Okay.
That was the tweet I saw before we recorded this. Like someone's like, Iron Man 4 where they pass the suit on to Morrissey.
And then he cancels or something? Or what?
I don't know.
I'll take it.
I don't know.
I'd watch it.
I'm completely convinced there will be another Iron Man movie. Whether or not they do a Iron Man 4 specifically, I don't know.
Every Avengers movie is an Iron Man movie. Let's be honest about that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, a large portion of this, I think, the problem is right now it's we either recast or we start giving concessions, and I'm not sure Disney wants to give concessions.
With what?
Well, pretty much everybody's out of contract at this point for an Iron Man 4, meaning there's all sorts of questions about how much people want to get paid. And
$1 billion, baby. $1 billion. They'll pay them.
I'm not saying they won't. I'm just saying that
they paid Kobe Bryant $25 million per year, making him the most expensive player, and he's just coming back from an injury. They're going to do the same thing to fucking RDJ.
Heck, the Big Bang Theory cast got a shit ton of money.
I don't think it's so much of a question about whether or not they're willing to pay him. It's a question of, okay, he's pushing for pretty much everybody in those movies.
Robert Downey Jr. is pushing for everyone to get
significant pay bumps.
Well, Disney has the money to do it.
And
Come
they
on.
should, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying that
even $100 million paid out the cast long term, that movie makes billions.
I'm not saying that there isn't some truth there, but there's also the idea of setting a precedent because as soon as some of these other people get out of contract, it
if RDJ was smart, he'd become an agent. And then he can fucking do all that work and get paid for it, too.
Yeah.
But, oh well, that's not the case.
Any event, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I would love there to be more Iron Man movies. I would love there, and I'm sure there will, whether or not it's...
Hey, let's get Iron Lad here. Age of Ultron. Ooh.
The Young Avengers.
Right?
Well, they could very easily...
Wiccan?
They could very easily put what's his name in the suit?
Sure,
War
Cheadle.
Machine. And boom, Iron Man 4. Doesn't matter if Robert Downey Jr. is not in it. It's called Iron Man. It's going to make $1 billion.
Well, I mean, I think Cheadle has made a huge fan base from House of Cards, so, it's not like he's been just sitting on his laurels.
Well, I'm
just dreaming of a Young Avengers.
We got another popular...
Me too.
We got another popular Disney property that's getting some love next year. And that is a movie called Star Wars. You've heard of it?
Huh.
They're doing
I heard of it.
I thought you were going to say Big Hero 6.
That trailer looks okay.
It looks perfect to take my kids to.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious. I hope it's awesome. I mean, I love Wreck-It Ralph. I love what the guys. They did another movie.
Frozen?
I don't think it's any of the same people from Frozen. It's Wreck-It Ralph, but there was another one that did. I could be wrong. Anyway. Star Wars. Marvel has some Star Wars comic books coming out, as we knew they would. Not one, not two, not three. There are three.
Actually.
There is.
They had to.
There is.
Well, no, but I was impressed on the creative teams and stuff.
Oh, shit. Come on. They have to. They took that shit from Dark Horse. Dark Horse has a huge following. I was one of them.
And the creative team,
we'll
and the creative teams, are thus
way better.
Star Wars by Jason Aaron and John Cassaday, meaning issue 3 will be 6 months late. This is in the exact same time period as the Brian Wood Star Wars. It's post episode 4. After the destruction of the first Death Star.
So they're going to continue after Brian Wood's story?
Probably not. No, all those are now considered Star Wars Legacy, meaning they're alternate reality timeline stories. February is Star Wars.
Disney, stop.
February is Star Wars Darth Vader by Kieran Gillen and Salvador LaRocca.
On it.
Which should be really cool. And as far as I know, that is also an ongoing series. Star Wars Princess Leia is the first... it doesn't say this in this article, but I believe how I read this was Princess Leia is the first of an ongoing mini-series. So first 5 issues is Princess Leia by Mark Waid and Terry Dodson. So... To me, I mean, near perfect. I don't know who else you come out the gate with if you're Marvel. I mean, short of replace Gillen with Bendis maybe or something. Yeah. But I mean, to me, near perfect.
This is Star Wars.
Well, Mark Waid and Terry Dodson on Princess Leia. That's perfect. So.
Yeah, first book or series or whatever. It's like Princess Leia goes to Alderaan and it explodes. Princess Leia goes to Hoth and explodes. Princess Leia goes to whatever and explodes. Fucking Leia, stop going to all these other fucking places. They're gonna get. They're gonna explode.
But you know what? As big as Star Wars was for Dark Horse, man, don't feel too bad for these guys. They re-upped their Aliens license, Terminator. They're pressing hard on that stuff. They got some creative teams on that. Avatar. We were just talking about Korra. Avatar is huge for them. I mean, Disney or Dark Horse had to know this was coming. They've secured some great licenses recently with some great quality. So, I expect.
I mean, for me, it's just I think it's the effort and the work that they put into the Star Wars canon stuff, especially with the stuff from the video games, the stuff from continuing movies, all the stuff that they've done since they got the license. 20 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was just about 20. Yeah, maybe a little over 20.
They've been doing some really, really amazing stuff, and kind of just to Disney just go, oh, that's legacy stuff. That's an alternate timeline. It's kind of like okay.
Hey, the person that pays the bills, man. That's just the way it goes.
I'm just saying.
Okay, the way I look at it, just sort of, they had to do that because they need to stick with the stuff people know and not worry so much about the stuff people don't know. And they're coming at it from people know the TV shows, people know the movies. And that's about it. Like, I don't expect even the new comics to be fully folded in as though these are all going to be perfectly canon and referenced and all that.
I don't know. Whoever the guy is that does canon work over at Lucas is amazing. Like, I know that they have like one person or something that does all the canon.
Who was?
Yeah.
Who was the person?
I don't But they had somebody on point with canon with the games and the comics and all that stuff.
No, it was all based on like Battle of Yavin, Battle of all the
and
great
they also
wars.
had a lot of rules in place to basically say you can do this, you can't do this, and that way they can keep things lining up. But at this point, it makes sense for them to go, okay, if we're going to start producing movies, we need to keep it in line with what people know. And the other thing about throwing out the idea of what's canon and what isn't, it means they can basically release the same shit again and make it canon.
Yeah, well, what they said is that the novels, the comics, they're going to be released basically they're still going to be available. They're still going to be in print and maybe not everything, but a lot of them will be just released under the Star Wars, I believe it's Legacy or Legends. Maybe it's Legends.
It's Legends because Legacy is the series.
Yeah, I know. But there's this kind of tag to it that's going to be like, this is our previous stuff. It's not continuity anymore, but our new stuff is.
Just like comic books to the movies and everything, you can mine the shit out of that for story ideas and take what worked and throw out what didn't. And try and create a stronger property from it. And that's what I'm guessing they're going to do.
They'd be idiots if they didn't.
Exactly.
I mean, because there is, like Brock's point, there is so much shit that's out there. They have it all in point, the timeline, and then back to you. They can just use it as a database. Boom, 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 boom.
By basically saying it's not canon, they're basically saying we are completely free to pull what we want from this.
And not only that, Marvel's going light. Only 3 series in the first 3 months. They could have a couple series in that timeline. Mm-hmm. They could have a couple series in Knights of the Old Republic. They could have a couple in episode 1, 2, 3.
They're gonna have Rebels on your fucking spinner rack.
Oh, there's going to be a Rebels comic. Yeah. There's going to be a comic based around the new series. Of course. There's going to be 10 to 12, no doubt in my mind, 10 to 12 Star Wars ongoing titles by the time the end of 2015 wraps up.
So I have a question for you, sort of. So I know Marvel's putting out a omnibus of the old Star Wars Marvel comics.
Yep.
Are those the only comics they basically got the rights to when this stuff reverted, or how?
Like I said, I don't know if Dark Horse is going to be reprinting their comics or if it's going to be Disney and Marvel that reprints it. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work. I don't know. I don't know if they've actually said.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Any event, I am uber impressed with the creative teams on this, and I hope it lasts. Primarily just because I've been burned so many times with licensed properties, no matter who picked up the license of just sometimes. And typically the only time I can say 100% like this is going to be brilliant stuff is typically when they have original creators involved. And that kind of stuff. So.
Well, well. Look who it is.
Holy shit. Here we go.
Well, while Toby is coming in, while Toby is entering, I'm going to jump on Mike here for a little bit. There's one more kind of smaller big story here that we want to talk about real quick. And that is we got the villain reveal for Arrow Season 3 in a nice little teaser. And that is one Ra's al Ghul.
Whatever. I'm already watching him on Beware the Bat. At 1 o'clock in the morning.
Shit. You mean 3 o'clock in the morning?
3 o'clock in the morning. Well, I watch it for 1 o'clock in the morning just so I can watch it,
Terrible.
because 3 o'clock in the morning I'm sleeping.
Yeah. So we have our first kind of tease of Ra's al Ghul, going to be the big villain in Season 3. So very excited. I mean, obviously they're fleshing out the cast, but...
Yeah, Green Arrow should just paint his outfit black, spray paint it black, and then we'll be good to go. Put a cowl on, and then I might watch it.
Now...
He's just pulling a Daredevil, stealing, all the Spider-Man villains he can. So, Green Arrow is trying to steal all the Batman villains.
Way to walk in and drop that shit. Okay, drop the mic and leave now.
So who else was also excited? Or I don't know. When I watched the Season 3 trailer, it was purely natural that what's his name? Roth introduced himself. Hi, I'm Ray Palmer. I'm like,
oh yeah,
it fucking works. I don't care.
No, I'm excited for him. Yeah. Because Brandon Routh from who's in Superman Returns, Superman, is going to be the Atom. Well, Ray Palmer at least. So we'll see what they end up doing with him.
It's definitely exciting. And as I've sort of said, my real hope for everything that they're doing right now between Green Arrow and Flash is. I don't care that they have introduced Ray Palmer in Arrow. I want to see him on Flash when he's not on Arrow sometimes.
His character is one that can seem hopefully to go...
Exactly. And that's what I like the idea of. Like, you dig into this mythology so you can use those characters within the world you're creating.
But haven't they talked about that Arrow and Flash are going to cross over in the middle of...
It said episode
seasons?
8.
Yeah, episode 8, and then they're also going to have Felicity in like episode 4 of The Flash.
And then there's supposed to be something towards the end of the season too. That's what I heard.
Don't know.
Either way, I think if you build out these supporting casts well and mine that DC universe so these characters can appear on both shows, I'm very much for it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Now, the big thing, I would love to say our big topic of conversation here is going to be the Avengers Age of Ultron teaser, because I heard it was awesome, heard it was amazing. However, they had that panel locked down tight, because nothing leaked out from that. I mean, we got some descriptions. And stuff.
People tried to put it out, but it was like
gone instantly.
Yeah,
like I saw something where it's like, okay, it's like this little.
I saw
like sliver,
5 seconds,
but then it's like all of a sudden you hear screaming, like just people like just applauding and screaming, like you couldn't even understand anything.
Well, and again, even when that was going on, even when Marvel was having their panel, even when all this other news was coming out, it didn't matter, because one thing they showed 8 hours earlier was still that number one topic, no matter where you went. That was Wonder Woman. The biggest news by far from Comic-Con. Hands down. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you think I'm wrong.
Is that what you experienced? Was Wonder Woman the biggest thing for you while you were at Comic-Con, Toby?
Wonder Woman costume reveal. That was the number one topic of Comic-Con this year, hands down. No question asked. No question. I mean, obviously, Guardians the weekend after kind of stole a lot of that thunder, but Comic-Con weekend, which was very light on news, once again, that's how these cons tend to work. We don't really get too much from Comic-Con these days. We get all our comic news and everything from all these other cons. But that Zack Snyder panel with the big three coming out for the first time and our first official shot of Wonder Woman was a big deal.
Yep.
Over the weekend.
I'm sure it'll be just like the Rhino, just comes on in the end.
Oh, jeez. 30 seconds at the end.
I like the image that they showed. I actually preferred the one where someone recolored it to make the costume a little brighter.
So there's a couple of recolorings. Some look terrible. Some look pretty decent.
Yeah,
so basically, you're saying the ones done by Trevor look great. Everybody else looks terrible.
So before this happened, there were a couple of promo shots. We had a promo shot of Batman that was everything was very gray, right?
Yeah.
It was like a very gray overtone on everything. We have a Superman one that has a little blue over it, although you see his costume pretty much. The Wonder Woman one that came out, very dark brown, looked very kind of 300-ish and everything. There's some crazy filters, especially in the Batman and Wonder Woman one being used, where I don't think this is what the costume actually looks like. There's some real heavy filtering on these that they're kind of disguising the final color scheme.
But at the same time, that's kind of like Zack Snyder's look, though, is that sepia print look.
Yeah. So I watched Man of Steel last weekend, and when I watched some of the special feature stuff on it, they showed like the costumes just in normal film light, and they're very different looking than the way they actually look in the movie, because there's such heavy filtering in the movie. So I don't disagree that we're going to see some kind of color tone weirdness on Wonder Woman's costume in the movie, but as industry inside people have said, and as some pictures that have kind of tried to clean the filter up, there's actually more color going on there. I think a lot of people are disappointed at the lack of color. I think it's there. I think it's just being kind of hidden.
How was the nap while you were watching Man of Steel again for the 10th time?
I don't know, because I watched it. I got some dinner.
He must have been
came back and watched the back half. It was fantastic, and I love it every time I see it. So yeah. And then I went online and for 2 weeks just yelled at people bitching about Man of Steel, Rocket Raccoon saved more civilians than Man of Steel, and I went through and systematically listed every time Superman saved a civilian in Man of Steel, and there you go. And so it's more than Rocket.
So can we get to Toby's Comic-Con story now?
We can. Well, we'll get to Toby in a minute here, but I thought you were going to be next week. But no, but I mean, but the Wonder Woman costume, and then there was a leaked version of the quick little Batman Superman teaser. Batman hits, in his total GKR armor outfit, hits the light, Superman up in the sky. I mean, it's a quick shot, but it looks fucking awesome. So, was you guys just not This was the biggest news from Comic-Con.
That was a sizzle reel. That was all cinematics. That was nothing.
Disputing the Wonder Woman part of it, and yes, the really bad quality.
There were some better quality ones of the Superman Batman one.
Yeah. Any event, I want to hear Toby's Comic-Con story.
Well,
Toby.
Okay. Well, fuck all of you then. This was
it was Blue Eyes versus Red Eyes. Boring.
Okay.
Whatever.
I think his eyes were yellow.
The Deadpool footage was more interesting.
The Deadpool footage was incredible, especially
Batman.
when they came out with, and they're like, "Oh fuck, it's already out there. Let's give you the actual, good high quality
here's
one."
a shitty one. Oh, we'll just clean it up for you.
Yeah, and then they even showed they gave the high quality, high res version, and even showed like a picture that came along with it with Ryan Reynolds with all his mocap shit on and a green screen in the background, and it's like, damn, why can't we have that movie?
It would help if Ashley turned Toby's mic on.
Yeah,
which is now on.
Okay.
Thanks, Ryan.
Actually on.
That's okay.
Ryan didn't troll you.
We're now ready for the Comic-Con.
Toby is now officially here. Introduce yourself.
Well,
hello,
Toby. Normally, I would say
good night.
I'd love to hear you talk about Guardians as well, but I think Bryce plans to be on the next episode.
Ooh.
Would you prefer to wait and talk Guardians?
I can wait on everything, actually.
No, I want to hear. I want to hear Comic-Con.
No,
we want to hear your Comic-Con story. That's why we were going to have a super short episode today, but you're here, so because apparently these guys don't care about Wonder Woman or Superman, Batman. So fuck off.
No, we care about Wonder Woman. We give a fucking rat's ass about Blue Eyes.
Talk about your.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump out of the seat and pummel you to death.
I love Wonder Woman in Brian Azzarello's world, not in Zack Snyder's. Sorry.
Okay. Any event.
I can't wait for the episode after the movie comes out. Okay, that's all I'm saying. There's gonna be some fist fights going on.
I don't.
Come on, Comic-Con story.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what happened. But that's pretty normal these days.
Just start
I guess.
anywhere. That's a good place to start. Is anywhere.
I met 3 Swiss girls on the bus.
What?
That's a good place to start.
Yeah, it was real awesome.
Being 3 Swiss girls.
Yeah, not 1 but 3 at once.
Shit.
Yeah. So we're kind of unlucky this year. So our hotel is kind of far away. So we had to take the shuttle in the morning, and we were the last stop for the shuttle too. Meaning, if people were filling up the shuttles, we can get on the shuttles. So we're like, fuck it, we're going to take the normal bus. Pay $1.25. We'll get there before anybody else does.
Yeah,
well, at least from our stop, right? So on the bus, I'm like, there's these 3 girls. They're talking in a funny language. I understand half the words they're saying. I was like, okay, I gotta be careful because Swedish and Austrian sounds very alike, and I was like, maybe it's one of those. No, they're fucking talking Swiss. I'm like, gauntlet down. Yo, you guys from Switzerland? They go, yeah. I'm like, me too. So it was quite all right.
Now, were you talking in Swiss, or was this?
I was talking my kind of broken Swiss. Yeah.
So how do you say that in Swiss? How do you say? Oh wait, are you guys from Switzerland? You say
I be our Schweizer, y'all.
Oh shit, be I Schweizer, y'all. Oh shit.
There's got to be a Swiss cheese joke in here.
It was quite all right because at that point, all the other girlies in the bus were paying attention. Go, what the fuck is happening? I'm like, yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'm foreign. I'm foreign-born, son.
Yeah, let's all go to Comic-Con together now, hand in hand. But that didn't work out that way. But yeah. This time, wasn't so lucky with the hotel. It was kind of far away. For the first time, I felt like a stinky, one of those, don't shower fanboys. Just because it was too freaking far to go home. Because I usually, do my day thing, and I go, and before the evening, I'll go shower, put on a nicer shirt, and go back out. This time, it was like, I'm still out. I can't go back because it'll take an hour and a half or 2 hours to just go back, go to the hotel, shower, and come back. And
you
then
didn't bird bath it and fucking any of the party, any of the parties. That's what I did sometimes. It's like fuck it, just bird bath it, get some fucking hand soap.
Yeah, basically, no.
Bruce Wayne it.
Best I could do. Because But I mean, it was insane. You go to bed every night at 3:30 in the morning, and you wake up at 6:30 in the morning to beat the crowd, and usually by the time I get to the restaurant, the kitchen is closed. So, I rock it. I'm Omar style. I'll go beer only for dinner, and eventually the body gives out. So, yeah. I was on FunCon. I did the Assassin's Creed parkour course.
Oh, shit.
Before you get into that,
yes.
Before you went to con,
yes,
you made this giant list of all the stuff you wanted to do.
Yes,
not one of which was in the convention center.
Yes,
yeah, that's Comic-Con now.
Yes, I'll continue. So I was in these parkour line, and Becky and my friend Carlos, they were in line with me, and they wanted
Becky Cloonan?
No, Becky Lau. Anyways, I was in line with them, and they wanted food, so I ran off and got food. I came back. There's firemen, medics, fucking sirens, all kind of shit happening. And they were like, well, right in front of us, the dude that's supposed to jump off the 30-foot cliff thing decided not to jump, but hold on to the rail while he jumped. So instead of jumping into the giant air pillow fluff thing, he fell down into the metal rail and broke his rib, and I think he tore his ankle or broke his ankle. Right in front of us. Well, that's the fourth guy that actually injured himself. So there's a lady that tore her leg, and there's another dude that tore his knee. And at that point, we're like, are we doing this? Of course we are. So, it was fun. There was a couple of professionals that were jumping up and down, doing somersaults and flipping.
Did you try to do any of that shit?
Yeah, no, I wanted to stay alive, so I didn't try any of that stuff.
Smart man.
So the Assassin's Creed obstacle course was that Petco Park, or was that?
No, that was right in front of the convention center on the other side of the street.
So it's a big obstacle course, but
it was not that big.
Well,
it was,
big enough.
Yeah.
But the thing in it is you have this leap of faith at the end, which if you played the games, they did these leap of faith.
Well, that's where that dude got hurt.
Right. So I saw pictures and people were talking about you basically have to just run up to the top, and is it a 30-foot drop? Is that what it is?
Yeah, like 25 or 30-foot drop. I wasn't sure.
Into this big giant
pillow thingy.
Yeah,
that's like pussy shit. You're from Hawaii. You're fucking 10 years old. You jump 50-foot cliffs into water.
Yeah,
whatever.
But that's not everyone. So I know some people that got a little like,
Yeah, there's quite a few actually. So, anyways, you run the course. You run up this hill thingy. Then you're supposed to jump with these little rooftop thingies, like like Ninja Warrior style. You jump down. There's this bar. You're supposed to jump at the bar. You swing your entire body over. Then you gotta evade the cannons, which is really just a bunch of swinging balls. If those hit you down, you're really, really weak. Sorry. And then there's a rope that they throw at you, and I thought you're supposed to jump on the rope, just like action movie style, right? Well, what normal people did was they caught the rope and then jumped. Well, the dude swung the rope at me. I'm like, oh, well, fucking Hail Mary. I just jumped on the rope, just went for it, right?
And you were able to hold on to it?
Dude,
your hands all fucked up?
I had some fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Marks,
you got calluses still, bro.
but whatever, it's Comic-Con, you gotta live a little, right? And then there's a couple of rings you gotta go through, and then you jump up on this thing. There's this rolling barrel that you gotta run across. I have a feeling a lot of people got hurt on the first day, because by the time I got to do the rolling barrel wasn't rolling anymore. It was just a barrel that you run across, and then you hit this button and you get some
Ninja Warrior stuff going on.
Some cloud, smoke shit coming out. That's cool. And then after that, you do the leap of faith. So the leap of faith was pretty sweet. My friend went first. My other friend, he had doubts, so they ended up telling him not to do it. And I was like, come on, let him do it. Let him do it anyways. And the dude was like, no. Every single person that got hurt was in that kind of state. So I'm like, okay, never mind. Okay, and there was like my turn. I'm like, oh shit. All right, do it. All right, I'm gonna just jump off, right? I was jump. The minute I jump, seriously, like right as I went off, I'm like looking around and time kind of just slows down.
Like in the game.
Yeah, oh, dude, totally. And I was like...
bullet time.
Dude, totally bullet time. Time slows down. I see like hundreds of these motherfuckers looking at me, right? I was like... oh shit, I just fucked myself real good, right? I was like, I'll break both my legs, my life is gonna be over. And then boom, I land. I'm like, oh shit, that was it? I was so soft. I'm like, I could do this all day. So, anyways, I rolled out and that was kind of it. So
you wiped the pee off your leg?
No, it was no pee, trust me. After that...
he was wearing his brown pants.
No.
Nice drop.
Dude, no. After that, I was like, I want to do this again.
Squirt McGirt?
No, none of that shit, dude. I did it clean.
Nice.
Anyways, that was fun. I wanted to do the Borderlands laser tag thing. Mm-hmm. I found out later on that I could have got VIP passes through my friends. I didn't know, so that didn't happen. I did the Batman Gotham zip lining, which is you go up another 30. There's a lot of 30-foot things going on at Comic-Con this year.
It's a good height.
Yeah, you this 30-foot thing, you zip line down. What's cool is it's on a backdrop of Gotham City.
Oh, shit.
That's why they take a picture of you while you're like gliding through the air.
That is ill.
Yeah, it's cool. I was like, the night before I was at the MTV party, right? And they gave out these black masks and black capes. I'm like, fuck, why did I not bring this shit with me? I could have had a picture of black masks.
You could have pulled your best Dick Grayson doing that.
No, I want to be Toby Batman.
If you're going to be someone, be Batman.
Exactly. Don't go halfway. Anyways, that was cool. They ran out of Gotham shirts, so kind of mad at them for that. But whatever, it's all in good fun. What else did I do? Oh, the night before I went to was my birthday. I went to the MTV party thing.
Hey, happy belated, buddy.
Thank you. Happy belated to you.
Oh, yes, we
nice.
survived. Hey, another year.
There we go. Another year. Anyways, I went to the MTV party, which was like a giant fair thing. They had like these rides that go upside down and stuff like that. And there's another thing you could jump off, a 30-foot thing. I was like, oh, this is excellent. Maybe this is for all the people that didn't get their toys that, just like, I'm going to fucking kill myself when I jump off this 30-foot thing. So anyways, I tried to get in that line too, but they cut that line, sadly. So anyways, the MTV thing was kind of weird because it was kind of like an award show that they were doing. I was kind of like, whatever. I was waiting for my favorite band to come up, and they had some white dude opening. I was like, what the hell is he doing? And then finally my band came home. It was all good. They played their songs. I was happy, and then I went home, and that was like, I think, the second night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like Comic-Con.
Yeah. And then, I think Saturday, some high school buddies found me. They said they heard my voice from halfway across the hall and decided to find me. And they did. They found me. And then they were like stalkers. They were just hanging around because I was busy talking to someone. They're just like patiently waiting it out, dude. Yeah. I would have been like, what's up, right? But they were patiently waiting out. And they're like, hey, man. I was like, that was cool. Haven't seen them.
You should have just signed one of their heads. And then said, okay, keep going.
Yeah. Anyways, it was cool seeing them again. It was like 5 years since seeing them. And they had dinner. We caught up. And then they were like, oh, what's this thing at Petco? As I was explaining, it's the zombie race. It's a little pricey, but whatever, right? So this dude was there.
The Walking Dead one's still on.
Yeah, the Walking Dead one's still on. Yeah, this dude that was walking by, he goes, oh, I got an extra ticket if you guys want to buy it. We're like, nah, I think we're good because those guys are tired. They're going to go home. I was like, whatever. I got nobody running with me this year, so it's okay, right? So, and as we were walking away, the dude was like, you know what? Here you go. Just have it. I'm like, what? Seriously? And he goes, yeah, just have it. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so it's like $30, $40,
75.
Right? Shut the fuck up!
Dude, no, that's a big purchase he just gave me up. That was, so shout out to you, man. I very much appreciate it. So because of that, we're like, you know what? That's a sign. At this point, maybe we should just do it. This is like towards the last one or two races for the night, and I think that was like they were closing it up for good. And then we went to the ticketing thing to pay for the other two tickets. The lady was like, well, if you have this coupon, you get 40% off your two tickets.
Shit.
The only thing is you got to go find it, right?
Okay.
We're all right. We're walking up and down the street. We're trying to find these coupon people. They're already gone, right? So I ended up going to the end, and I like asked one of the dudes working there. I'm like, hey, can you get me one? And the dude was like, yeah, let me go look. And he disappeared for like 10 minutes, right? And
that's a long time.
Yeah, an hour and 5 minutes. Yeah, I was like, dude, that dude is probably gone. He's not coming back anymore. I was like, we're almost giving up. And the dude, I see him coming from far running. Just like, I got one. I was like, holy shit. So another shout out, man, because you're awesome. So not only did a guy hook us up with a free ticket, there's another dude that hooked us the coupon for 40% off.
That's sweet.
So both of you guys,
it was like
thank you.
$30,
yeah, it was like like $30-$40 for each of them.
Sweet.
So we, of course, we started doing it. We, turned our shit in. Of course, I had GoPros on me because the shit is in my pocket all the time. We did the race.
How different was it from last year?
It was cool because they had actually actors this time in the race or in the obstacle course. So the first year was it was more like you just go for it and it kind of holds you and there's certain paths that you have to go. The second time was like there's multiple paths, so you kind of get confused. So it's kind of cool. Both first and second year they actually checked you afterwards and see if you're infected and they would shoot you in the head if you didn't survive.
Did you survive again?
So this year there were these little stopping grounds where they had actors, and it was cool because it kind of takes you more into that world. Because a guy would be like, they're going, hey, come here, look at this, I caught one. There'd be like a zombie in a cage and stuff like that. So that was cool. And there'd be other actors like around, just like kind of telling you things. There'd be like soldiers. There's rebels that you kind of run into, and there's like guys who's chilling, like like a Dixon kind of guy, like in one of the hallways. He's just chilling, and he's like, hey, do you want to trade? Or stuff like that. It was kind of cool. So I kind of added all to the world of it. So pretty cool. And there was a really, really pretty zombie. I was like, shit, man, you could have one arm and the other arm too while we're at it. So
the middle arm? Yeah.
That's the leg.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But anyways.
There's another switch.
Kickstand?
Kickstand. It was cool because at the end we go into this tent and there was like a priest telling us how bad the world has become and sadly that we all been infected. And we're like, what? What? Hell no. And then they're starting chanting USA, of course. So it's kind of funny. And then this wall comes down. There's these soldiers with machine guns that they kind of just shot everybody down.
Oh,
so nobody survived this
wow.
one. Yeah. We did run it with Wonder Woman. She survived the gun blast, so she actually walked away. And Superman too. But yeah, so that was cool.
Was it New 52 Wonder Woman?
It was one of them. Yeah, it was one of the classics, probably.
Who can know how many costume changes she has?
So did you ever get into the convention center?
Yeah, I did that. You know, it was cool. I tried to go for the Lego every day, and every day I failed except for one day when I did the Assassin's Creed. I didn't go into the Lego line.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, that was my priority.
To get your
that was my priority. I woke up
rocket.
I wanted my rocket, I wanted my Batman, and I wanted my Star Wars piece from my buddy Nate. So I gotta look out. But no, I tried every day. I woke up every day like I've 6 something. I would go there and first thing in line, and I swear to God, even when I got into the hall,
there's a big line there.
No, it's like everything is still empty. But you get to the Lego line, it's like wrapped around twice. I was like, I don't even know how that works. But so I failed there.
They didn't go to their hotels; they just slept there.
No, what you got to do is you got to find
an exhibitor's badge and trade it. I think that's what's been happening.
Or you have to find. And this is not me, but this is a friend of mine that did this, and it was despicable.
No.
There was a group of handicapped people that were walking through, and he walked in with them. No, he walked in with them.
Oh, you just
and
pushed
then he
it?
ran.
Here, let me help you. Let me push you in.
Yeah, exactly. This is my friend. I was like so pissed off that I slapped him.
I mean, there's ways. I mean, that's not really me. I'm going to stand in my line, and obviously I didn't get my fucking toy, so whatever, dude. World is still going to go on.
Is that Zernar Lego Batman?
No, not that one was a raffle. So I tried to get the
car and everything.
The 66 Batmobile where the little Batman would sit in. That was freaking cool. I actually tried to get 2 because Dustin Nguyen really wanted one too. But yeah, I didn't get any. The Funko thing was a clusterfuck too. Hasbro was a clusterfuck, so
I've heard stories of the Funko stuff.
Yeah, fuck that shit, dude.
The only way to really, I think, go in is just you gotta network with like the all the toy heads.
Yeah,
you have a bunch of Bill and a bunch of other buddies like the Foos guys. They got it down pat. And it's all about the exhibitor trade.
Yeah.
You know,
so I mean, there's more to it than just toys. I'm trying to tell myself that these days, So whatever, got to do the fun stuff outside.
I mean, the stories that you have fucking sounds like all the shit that people would actually want to be able to do, and actually things that people can do if they even didn't have a pass to Comic-Con.
Oh yeah. No, all the stuff I did was mostly outside stuff, and it was fun. There's the Viking experience I wanted to do. I didn't get to do that. I heard there's some cool stuff there. I got to go into the Nickelodeon party through my friends, so that's really cool.
Dope.
I
heard that was a fun party.
That was real good.
Did you get to any panels?
I tried to do the Orphan Black, and due to me trying to help someone to go to some crazy dinner, I thought I had to drop off my things before the panel. I could have easily done it after the panel, so I missed the panel. I was quite mad at everybody. Well, for a little bit at least. But I made it to that dinner that I had to help out at, and it's this crazy Funko dinner where I guess they hand out there's crazy raffles. They hand out like what's it called, the prototypes and shit like that, and I have never seen anything like it. I've been going to Comic-Con for over 10 years now. I've never seen anything like this. People are on chairs screaming. They're like rowdy, waving their shit off. Half the dudes are like about to take their shirts off. I mean, it was just nuts. It was like the best way is like a Texas rodeo style auction mix is the best way to describe this. I mean, it's basically these Funko people trying to, give out toys for it's basically a thank you to the longtime fans, right? So you buy a ticket, you get a special box, there's 3 special toys, and you go in there. There's different games they play. You could win like these really, really rare items that they only could get there, or some prototypes that you can get anywhere else that go for hundreds of dollars on eBay. But man, that shit was a zoo, man. I mean, like they were throwing these balls around. They were like, oh, we're going to throw these bouncy balls around. If there's a special character or a special color, you could get you could come up and grab a toy. And these dudes were just throwing these. I mean, this is like a banquet hall. There's glassware and stuff like that all on the table. They're just fucking throwing this shit around. People diving for it. People running around through it. I was like, dude, that's nuts. Yeah, so it was kind of crazy to see all of that. But
The scary thing is, it's not kids going crazy for these toys.
Yeah,
it's
well,
adults.
yeah,
Grown ass men. Was Adult Swim? Were they still legit?
Oh, dude, I did the Adult Swim thing too. So that's sweet. Good thing. Good bringing it out. So
Well, they always have like a party every night.
Well, I didn't do the party, but I got to do that fun house finally because last year I missed out. Remember, I missed out on that shit. So this year I was ready for that. Priorities was Assassin's Creed. Maybe Walking Dead. People want to do it with me, and Funhouse. Funhouse was like one of my priorities, and then I found out about ziplining. I want to do the zipline thing, right? So Funhouse. I got a ticket. You go there at 12. We went there at 11. Got ourselves a ticket. Went back at 3. And in you go, and it was the same kind of similar thing as last year. So you go in this room, crazy Lego tile or like Tetris walls and shit. And there's a room of rubber bands you have to go through, and rubber bands hook on your shirt and slaps the next person in the face. You go through. There's the spider hands that you have to like spider arms that you have to go through. There's this mushroom village. There's this thing with a bunch of squid holes. You have to stick your arm in. It's all slimy. And they were like, grab. I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll grab. And then fucking you grab these little squids out that's so slimy. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just put it in my pocket. I used to put frogs in my pocket. That's great in my pocket. Oh, well, same thing, right?
Yeah.
You walk around and you go into this mirror maze. You find Santa Claus. You talk to Santa Claus for a bit, It's all, cool, weird Cartoon Network, Adult Swim stuff, Then the first exit we got out of was the cage where you have to sing karaoke to get out.
Sure.
Well, there's we had some brothers with us, and they were like, "We'll sing." I'm like, "All right, you guys are better singers than me, anyways." And they started singing.
That's not racist at all.
No, they're good, excellent singers, man.
Okay.
Anyways, they were singing their thing. I was like, "Dude, that's awesome." I can't sing, so I gotta go back in. So we went back in because I tried to find the Poon exit because that's the rebirth exit, Green Lantern style.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I want to glow like a Green Lantern to come out of a woman's poon. So,
Yeah.
So we're really trying really hard to find that exit, but so we're going back in the mirror maze.
I'm gonna timestamp that and edit that out later.
Yeah, so we're going.
You missed that.
Ryan is making notes.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. It was a woman's poon.
I know. I've heard you talk about
Adult Swim is Adult Swim for a reason.
But anyways, we go back into this mirror maze and stuff, and it was at this point there's a ton of people there, just like squeezing. I was like, dude, they're gonna break all this mirror. But anyways, so we tried to find it, we couldn't find the exit, the special exit. So we went through the exit.
Why didn't you go ask Santa Claus where the Poon was?
He wouldn't tell us.
So was it like an air machine?
Yeah, it was a giant bouncy house, right?
Okay,
so anyways, we go up and we slide down, and we was like, maybe they didn't have it this year. Maybe there was some complaints last year. Maybe it's like
no, because that's what I heard last year.
Yeah.
And because Betty and Crystal were there, and they said like everyone was all trying to grab each other's fucking boobies and coochies and shit. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I was like, maybe they don't have the special exit, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, and as we rolled down, I'm like, no, it's still there. It's still there. Why didn't we find it, right? But this time it wasn't a woman's exit. It was a animal butthole exit.
Oh, perfect.
Which was really funny because people usually push their backpack through first, which looked like pre-poop.
Yeah.
So I'm like watching it. It's like a backpack comes through and then a person comes through. So it was kind of funny.
I've made it.
Yeah. So after that, you get a free T-shirt. It's cool. And then there's the Meatwad Thunderdome experience, which I was like, what the fuck is that? I'll have to check that out too. So you go in there, you sit on the floor, and it's cool because it's like it feels 3D because it's the whole dome is animated, right?
Yeah,
and you sit there and you watch it, and it's very much a psychedelic trip. It's very nice. And you basically watch up, and there's like all the stuff happening. You go to this ride, and the Meatwad talks to you. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're going to do this ride, But a real ride is bad things might happen. So this is a ride of the mind, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and you get as a unicorn. You just jump around the unicorn with rainbows flying around, and
It's like Guardians of the Galaxy on shrooms.
Dude, it totally was. It was awesome. Yeah, so we did that. We went to see a picture of Black Jesus, took a picture of that. I did the Blacklist thing. I became the famous villain number 79 called the Photobomber last seen at San Diego Comic-Con, so that was cool. So you could be an Orphan Black clone. That was kind of cool.
Nice.
I tried to go to the Tumblr meetup for Orphan Black. Sadly, they actually had a limit of how many people you could get in, so I couldn't get in. I was quite mad about that. But again, life goes on, man.
Yeah.
No
See
point
what
in
happens,
saying
Higgins. You get them started, and it's 10 o'clock already.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Are you even going to buy tickets next year? Like, do you even have fun at the convention itself?
Yeah, I mean, I always go say hello to all my Artist Alley friends. My boy Philip Tan.
So you're going to buy a one-day ticket?
No, I mean, I was there every day for the Lego thing. The first thing I was every morning I was trying to get my Lego, except for Saturday. I mean, I knew Assassin's Creed had a long line, so I knew that I had to one day I had to just go into the Assassin's Creed.
The only
line.
way I got the toys that I got is because I had Lori and Betty. And Crystal, they fucking went over and said, "Hey, listen, do you got an extra ticket?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I really want to get one for this and that."
Yeah.
And they fucking hooked it up.
Oh yeah,
they were able to get it from guys that had multiple tickets.
Oh wow,
you know what I mean? That's just the way it is.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy because I've been collecting these Mondo prints from Mondo Tees and excellent
dude,
guys.
Went on the next day, fucking $400.
Oh, dude. So I tried to get that Guardians of the Galaxy print, and I was like, no, they're all done.
Yeah, they're all done.
I walk around the booth, and there was this dude, and he had 5 of them.
Yeah,
he had
exactly.
a whole army of people helping him.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I can't go against that. I just want one for myself, so whatever. Again, life goes on, man. There's better shit to do than dwell over that shit.
For all the panels and everything, trying to get in the Hall H, I know the people that went... They got in. They basically had 4 or 5 people doing about 5-hour shifts each.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, that's
you had to be within a few minutes of the place because when they start handing out wrist badges and everything like that, you have to get there as soon as possible.
I'll be honest.
You can't do this by yourself.
Without Charlie in the years past, there was no way I could have seen the Doctor Who stuff.
From what I understand about the wristband things, they didn't just give them out once. They were doing it sort of
a couple times, yeah.
So basically, once I read how they were doing that, my natural assumption was, so if I was there, I'd have to have Nadia and the kids with me till they give out wristbands. Then I could let them go home to sleep and whatnot and meet me in the morning. But you kind of have to be there to get it when they're...
Right. But if you got 4 or 5 adult men that we each take shifts, everyone's on call.
I actually think that might have worked. I didn't bother with the line, obviously, because my friend Charlie was not around, so... so I didn't bother with the line, but I think it worked because there's times I look outside and there was no line where there should have been a line. So I think whatever they did probably worked.
Yeah.
Did they have better wireless extensions this year?
I don't know.
Because I heard the last 2 years.
I didn't even try.
Yeah?
I didn't even try. I forgot to bring my
because it's almost like a blackout, so you can't even talk to your friends.
Yeah, I think actually, when I was trying to pay for some prints, I think that happened where they're like, oh, you can't even ring people
In
up.
general, is my experience, and this isn't just at Comic-Con, this is at huge cons in general. Once you get that many people in a confined space, the mobile networks just can't handle the demand that's hit on them.
It's too much
for
bandwidth
data, for voice, they just can't.
Yeah, so I was trying to buy some prints from Mark Brooks, and it was funny because it was the end of the day, and they were like, oh, it hasn't been working all day, and then they're trying, oh, it's working, people must be leaving.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, but it was cool. Like I said, I always have to say hello to my Artist Alley people. I got, Dustin, Philip Tan, Carlos Danda, Eddie Nunes. Always got to say hello. My friend Lord Mesa, Jenny Tsai on the other end. I always got to say hello. My buddy Dan Badoni was working at the Fantasy Alley, or whatever they call Fantasy Arts place. So he's doing some inking with McRae, so that's cool. No, I mean, I always got to say hello to people. I bought a lot of prints this year, actually. I haven't done that in a while.
Well, you had to spend your money somewhere since you couldn't get your toys.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it was a good con. I mean, overall, it was cool. I really wanted to see the Orphan Black panel. I missed out on that, so that's... I got to the Korra signing, which is another thing I really wanted to do. Through my friend, I got to meet one of the Korra directors this time. He actually directed one of my favorite last Avatar episode, the one with Appa, so I got to meet that guy.
Who did you kill when you found out that Korra was canceled?
It wasn't canceled.
Well, I mean... it's put on web only or whatever.
It's fine. I mean, if it works better, why not? I mean, the future is the web. So,
and as far as from what Toby said and stuff, it sounds like production's already done through what they had planned for the show. So, as long as it's all coming out, it's all coming out.
So it's being shown on Nick or Nick.com?
I think it's just on their website. Yeah,
just
they've been doing that for a while now too.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, that's why they started pumping out all these episodes, because I think one of their sites down in South America got released a couple of the episodes early. So all of a sudden, that's why you got 2 or 3 episodes at once over here. So, I mean, whatever. I mean, look, I think the internet's the future for TV anyways. So if it's going to head that way, why? Fine. It's going to be just ahead of the curve. So,
now, did you hear about Jim Lee giving out sketches?
Did I hear about it?
Yeah.
I knew about it ahead of time.
Nice.
Of course.
Did you try and track down any?
Well, I tried, yes, but I'm busy at Comic-Con, so
well, the problem there is, again, can you even get a reception to see where he's posting?
Yeah, I was happy for the people who found it. Look, it's all for good and fun. I think it's really cool that Jim did this.
I saw the video of his wife's sneaking one into somebody's Comic-Con bag.
I think that's really cool, Jim. For his 50th birthday, he's doing 50 sketches. That's awesome. I think that's awesome. I think more artists should do that. Especially a guy on Jim's caliber to do this. That's really cool of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it was cool. Lots of fun. Same old, made some connections, so on. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. That's an episode.
Sure.
We're going to go ahead and wrap up.
All right.
Thank you for coming in, Toby. That was good.
Yeah.
Because I thought we were talking more about Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, but all these haters didn't care. So thank you for
I have to say, though, a lot of the artists I talked to, they were really excited about the Batman Superman, especially Batman and his armor.
Yeah.
They barely even talked about Wonder Woman. It was a lot about Batman and his glowing eyes and being in the armor. They were really, a lot of the artists were talking about that, specifically that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get more info on that pretty soon. Thank you, everyone. Oh, and hopefully Bryce should be here. And if you hear the next episode, hopefully you guys talk Guardians. So, do you see it?
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll talk next time about Guardians. We already talked about Guardians a lot in the last episode, so we'll have a lot to say again, I'm sure. Give us a little bit of break, and we'll come back.
We'll probably have seen it again.
Yeah, I'm probably going to try to go see it again soon, so... this episode and all our other episodes are available at geekbox.net and comicsconspiracy.biz. You can discuss this episode on forums.geekbox.net and the Geekbox Facebook group. Go to digital.comicsconspiracy.biz and go pick up some digital comics from us. We get a nice cut when you do that, so go do that. We all have a bunch of other crap we do. Brock's got conspiratobrock.com. Omar's got comicsantokind.com. That's his blog. Charlie's got the Infinite Longbox podcast. And The Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension podcast. And will you guys be covering the upcoming Doctor Who episodes as they air for the new season?
Yes, we will.
Excellent. That's
they
pretty
air
soon.
on Saturdays, so we'll be posting episodes on Thursdays.
Sweet. As well as old stuff?
Well, we're going to be recording some old stuff, but it's primarily just to have some in the bank again since we
so you're gonna hold off on the old stuff, do the new stuff, then go back to the old stuff?
Yeah.
Excellent. We're on Twitter, Ryan Higgins Ryan, Brock Sager, Comics Antikind, that's Omar. Man, I can never pronounce this right. Larson Bryce, that's Bryce Larson. Toby is Toby XI, Charlie is Insanity in Chaos. Go listen to the Geekbox, the Comedy Button, Good Job Brain, and the All Talk podcasts. Those are the other podcasts we have on our little network. And you can now listen to the Comic Conspiracy podcast on Stitcher. If you use the Stitcher app, you can go find us on there.
Please review us on Stitcher and on iTunes.
Yes. Review us on Stitcher and iTunes. That always helps people find us and give us some good and get up in that ranking a little bit. So more people will listen to these episodes.
And we'll appear on more people's top 10 lists for comic book podcasts.
Hopefully. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back next week.